Hey guys,
I'm Zach.
and I'm Jesus.
And this is
Wildcat
Wildcat TV.
Now it's time for the pledges.
And a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
During all lunches, journalism department will have their Friday Fun photo booth set up in the commons.
Bring your friends, try fun props and poses. Journalism will click it and send it to you. Photos cost $1 and are sure to bring you thousands of smiles. Come join the fun.
Now it's time for
Crow's Corner.
Hey, good Friday morning, Angleton High School home of champions. What a beautiful day to be a Wildcat. Man, we made it to a full week of school. That's crazy because it's been so rare since we came back from school that we had an actual full week. It was a good week. There were some things that were stressful, but there's a couple of things that we learned that I really want you to pay attention to. Number one, you got to pay attention in the parking lot, guys. You have to pay attention. Just because it's time to go doesn't mean that you can drive like a bat out of Hades getting out of this place, okay? There are other people who aren't paying attention driving around, so please make sure that you are paying attention as you're in the parking lot. That includes folks that are walking through the parking lot. Last semester, I spent some time telling you about some kiddos that I saw that were almost run over because the people weren't paying attention. Remember, it is against the law to be on the phone while you are driving in a school zone, and Angleton has a city ordinance saying that you cannot be on your phone unless they're a hands-free device. So please make sure that you're following those ordinances and those laws, because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get a ticket, but I dang sure don't want you to get hurt, okay? Hey, we have soccer and basketball going on. Softball tryouts are happening. Baseball tryouts are happening. They're practicing for the one-act play, solo and ensemble for band and choir. Guys, there are a lot of stuff going on right now, and I hope that you come and be part of those things. And if you're not a part of them, at least come and support those. We have a lot of Wildcats that work hard each and every day to make themselves better, to make our school better, to make our community better. And they need support. They need folks to come in, pat them on the back, cheer for them, and say, hey guys, you're doing a good job. Please be involved in something that happens at Angleton High School. So our words of wisdom today, we've been asked to do a little PSA, and it comes to us from the Union Pacific Railroad, which is a huge part of our community. And for those of you who've ever sat at a railroad crossing, you know that the train in Angleton is a huge part of our community. As a matter of fact, if you'll go back into time, in the Wayback Machine, you will know that one of the reasons Angleton is here is because of the railroad, and it's important to our community in our county. All that to say this: trains don't hide. They don't sneak up on people. They're not stealth mode. I mean, they're big, they're loud, but we still have folks that are running into trains, trying to beat the train, all those fun things. So we've been asked to show this PSA. If you'll just pay attention for a little bit, it is a news report that came to us from the Houston area. They're having some of the same issues that we're having here, but I thought it was a good time for us just to do a PSA from Union Pacific.
Flashing lights, crossing gates, and loud horns. Clear warning signs telling drivers one thing.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
When it comes to crossing the tracks, some drivers are putting the pedal to the metal, trying to beat the odds in an impossible game of chicken.
And that's never a race that anybody wants to take on, because losing that race can cost you your life. And these trains can vary in speeds from 10 to 20 miles per hour, or in some areas upwards of 50 to 55 miles an hour. And a loaded freight train can take up to a mile to come to a complete stop.
Two teens in Fort Bend County collided with an oncoming train near FM 762 at FM 2759. Witnesses say the car ignored warning signs before being struck. The two teens are in critical condition. Jeff DeGraff of Union Pacific tells us, in the past year, there have been over 30 railway incidents in the Houston area.
Vehicles have either collided with a train or a train has struck a vehicle. And unfortunately, that's also included over half a dozen injuries and even a fatality. And for Union Pacific, those numbers, we want them to come down. We want to make sure we get those numbers all the way down to zero.
Deadly train crashes are happening across the country. Earlier this week, Florida reported 3 incidents in just 8 days where pedestrians or bicyclists were struck by an oncoming train.
If you approach a crossing, you see an oncoming train, stop. Make sure you're a good distance clear of the crossing. If you need to get across it, make sure you get all the way across and don't get stuck in the middle.
Talk about trouble on the tracks.
All right, Wildcats, it's just that simple. The red lights come on, the arms go down, stop. It's not that big of a deal. I know it's gonna make you late, I know it's irritating, but it's not worth risking your life to try to beat the train. Please don't. And remember, there's some ways around the train. There's a bridge that's at the south of town. If you want to go out towards Danbury and the loop here in front of the high school, you can get over the train that way. And also remember this, Angleton has a no train horn ordinance. So the train doesn't have to blow the horn coming through as it comes through the crossings. Those gates come down, the lights flash, and the train comes through pretty fast. So don't try to beat the train. It isn't worth it. It's not worth your life, all right? All right, it's the weekend. You know it's coming up. Not everybody's doing it. It's okay to say no. And don't let what sounds good for 15 minutes ruin the next 15 years. Take this opportunity to make yourselves and Angleton High School better because we're all Wildcats. Hey guys, have a great weekend.
That's all for this week.
See you guys later.
Bye.